Hello everyone, my name is Soumya Das, and in this video I am going to be talking about Introduction to Agile Process Model. So what is an Agile Process Model? Agile is a software development methodology that prioritizes adaptability, collaboration and continuous improvement. It stands in contrast to traditional waterfall model which just focuses on rigid planning and sequential execution. So now let's talk about the principles of agile methodology. The first one is customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction, under that we have agile methodology places a strong emphasis on satisfying the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. This principle ensures the development process is aligned with the customer's needs and expectations. Under customer focus, we also have frequent delivery, but where we deliver the software frequently by making small incremental releases such that customers can see progress regularly. This allows them to provide feedback on each release, which can then be incorporated into the subsequent iterations. This iterative feedback loop helps ensure that the final product is closely aligned with the requirements of the customer and can adapt to the changing needs of the customer. Then the second one is individual and interactions. In individuals and interactions, we prioritize individual interactions and collaborations over processes and tools. This means that we collaborate over processes and tools, where the agile values that the interactions and collaboration among individuals over strict adherence to processes and tools. This principle fosters a collaborative environment where team members and stakeholders can work together effectively. It also helps with team dynamics. Agile teams usually have cross-functional teams which are self-organizing and have different abilities. This setup encourages team members to take ownership of their work and to collaborate closely with each other and with stakeholders, leading to better communication, more innovative solutions, and a strong sense of team cohesion. Then we have working software. Prioritizing working software over comprehensive documentation. This means we are talking about functionality over comprehensive documentation. Here, the Agile prioritizes the delivery of the working software than the comprehensive documentation about that software. While documentation is still important, it is considered secondary to the software's functionality. Here, we also focus on continuous delivery. Uh, Continuous delivery by small increments to the software frequently. This approach allows teams to demonstrate, process, and get feedback on the actual software, which can then be iterated upon in subsequent sprints or iterations. Then we are responding to change, prioritizing responding to change over a plan. So, agile methodologies are designed to be flexible and adaptable, allowing teams to respond to changes in the requirements even late in the development process. This principle acknowledges that change is inevitable and that the ability to respond to change is a key to competitive advantage. So now let's talk about the Agile project management frameworks. Project management frameworks provide structured methods to implement Agile principles effectively. Here are some of the Agile project frameworks. The first one is Scrum. Scrum is the most widely used Agile framework. It structures work in fixed length iterations called sprints. They usually last 2 to 4 weeks, and the key components of Scrum include sprint planning, then daily stand up, then sprint review, and then sprint retrospective. So now let's move on to Kanban, which is a visual system for managing tasks and workflows, emphasizing continuous improvement. Some of the elements of Kanban include Kanban board, then working progress limits, then we have continuous delivery, and that's it. Now moving on to the third and the last one, extreme programming, which is abbreviated as XP. It's a framework emphasizing code quality, pair programming, and frequent releases. So now some of the practices in extreme programming are pair programming, test driven development, then we have continuous integration, and then we have refactoring. Now let's talk about the Scrum methodology or the Scrum process flow. So the first we have product backlog creation and refinement. The product owner with inputs from stakeholders creates the continuously refines the product backlog. Items are prioritized based on their value to the customer and the business. The first one is sprint planning. The team selects the highest priority items from the product backlog to include in the sprint backlog. They also create a sprint goal, which is a concise summary of what they aim to achieve during the sprint. Then, sprint execution. The team works on the task defined in the sprint backlog. They hold daily scrums to ensure alignment and address any impediments. This goal ensures that the tasks are completed and achieve the sprint goal. Then we have sprint review. At the end of each sprint, the team demonstrates the complete work to stakeholders. This provides an opportunity for feedback and ensures that the product is evolving in the right direction. The last one is sprint retrospective. The team reflects on the sprints and identify and implement improvements. They discuss what worked well and what didn't work well and how processes can be further enhanced for future sprints. Now let's talk about Kanban methodology. Kanban is an agile framework that focuses on visualizing work, limiting work in progress, and optimizing the flow. It is often used in environments where tasks and priorities are continuously changing. So the Kanban process flow includes identifying work items where tasks or works items are identified and added to the Kanban board, typically in the to-do column. Then we prioritize and plan, where we prioritize the task based on their importance and urgency. Planning is done continuously rather than in fixed intervals, allowing for dynamic adjustments of priorities. Then we move tasks through the workflow, where as work begins on a task, it is moved from the to do column to the in progress column. This task continuously moves across the board as it progresses through different stages of the workflow. Then we have monitoring and managing workflow. We regularly review the Kanban board to monitor the flow of the task, identify and address any bottlenecks or challenges or delays that occur. Once a task is completed, it is moved to the done column. The team can then focus on the next high priority task that is in the to do column. So we conduct regular reviews and retrospective to discuss progress, identify issues, and implement improvements in the workflow and processes. So now let's talk about extreme programming. Now, extreme programming is an agile software development framework that emphasizes technical excellence, frequent releases, and customer collaboration. It is designed to improve software quality and responses to the customer requirements. The first one, these are the core practices. The first one is pair programming, where two developers work together on the same code at the same workstation. This practice promotes higher code quality, knowledge sharing, and continuous code review. Then we have test driven development, where we write automated tests before writing the actual code. This ensures that the code meets the specified requirements and helps detects early defects in the development process. Then we have continuous integration. We integrate the code changes into a shared repository frequently multiple times in a day. This practice helps in detecting integration issues early and ensures that the software is always in a releasable state. Then we have refactoring, which is the last one, continuously improving the design and structure of the code without changing its functionality. Refactoring ensures that we maintain the code quality and adaptability over time. Then we have small releases. Small releases, simple design, collective code ownership, coding standards. These are some of the features of extreme programming. Then we move on to continuous integration and deployment. Above you can see a flowchart of the software process, software planning process: plan, build, test, deploy, release. So what happens in continuous integration and deployment? First of all, Continuous integration and continuous deployment (CI/CD) are practices in software development that aim to improve code quality, reduce time to market, and make the development process more efficient and reliable. So let's take a in-depth look about both the processes. First, we have continuous integration. Continuous integration is a practice where developers frequently integrate the code changes into a shared repository. Each integration is verified by an automated build and automated test to detect integration error as quickly as possible. So some of the key principles of continuous integration are frequent commits, then we have automated builds, then automated testing, and immediate feedback. We also have single source repository, build automation, testing environment. That's it. Now moving on to continuous deployment. Continuous deployment extends continuous integration by automatically deploying every change that passes the automated test to production. CD ensures that new features, improvement, bug fixes are delivered to the users as soon as they are ready. Some of the key principles and benefits of CD are automated deployment pipeline, then automated testing, monitoring and logging, rollback mechanism, feature flags, single deployments. That's it. Now moving on to the next slide, we have agile metrics and KPIs. Agile metrics and key performance indicators are essential tools for measuring the effectiveness and efficiency of agile teams. They help to understand their performance, identify areas of improvement, and ensure alignment with business goals. So these are the four metrics and KPIs. Velocity is the average amount of work a team completes in the sprint. Lead time, this is the time it takes to complete a task from start to finish. Then we have cycle time, this is the time it takes to complete a task after it has been started. And we have throughput, which is the average number of tasks completed per unit time. Now let's move on to challenges and limitations of Agile. There are four different challenges and limitations we have specified here. Lack of documentation, difficult to estimate time and cost, team composition and expertise, and then resistance to change. With that, we come to the end of the PowerPoint. Thank you for watching the video.